everyone, welcome to this week's video. So today I'm going to rank one of my favorite series of all time, The Land of Stories by Chris Colfer. So let's just get in. My least favorite book is a companion book from The Land of Stories. It is The Land of Stories, A Treasury of Classic Fairy Tales by Chris Colfer. This book is basically just like telling the fairy tales in like written form. It has like pictures. So I didn't really like it that much, and that's why it's probably at the bottom of my list. And it didn't really have much action, so yeah. Okay, this is my least favorite of the Land of Stories series. It is Land of Stories Beyond the Kingdoms by Chris Colfer. This book is my least favorite because I wouldn't say it was boring, but I would say it was a plot driven. But there was a plot. It's just like when they transitioned between worlds, it just was kind of awkward. The only part that I liked was the Camelot part. That was actually my favorite part about this whole entire book. And it was kind of a letdown. I flew through it, and it was kind of disappointing. Okay, sorry, runny nose. Okay. So next book, this is a companion book. It is Land of Stories, the Ultimate Book Hugger's Guide, by Chris Colfer. This book is basically just like a guide to the Land of Stories. It talks about all the characters, all the places, all the villains, all the good guys, all the bad guys, all the items, all of Connor's short stories. And then there's like bonus chapters, and there's like fan art, and yeah, it's a pretty good book. So far of what I've read. I mean, yeah, I'm currently reading, but I'm like a little over halfway, so yeah. Okay, I feel like everyone is going to hate me when I say this. Okay, my second least favorite book of the whole entire series, not the companion books, is Land of Stories, The Wishing Spell, the first one. Everyone's gonna hate me now. So the reason why, because the first, like, the beginning and the end were kind of boring, but the middle was absolutely amazing. It's the first one. It was introducing us to the world, so it wasn't that great. I'm currently reading it, rereading it again. It's I'm on chapter 6, The Dwarf Forest, and page 110, 105. And that's another part that I do not like. I did not like when they went to the witch's house. I did not like when they went to the dwarf forest, other than Froggy's part. Okay, next book. I feel like a lot of people are also going to hate me when I say this, when it's like a little low on my list. It is The Land of Stories, A Grim Warning by Chris Colfer. This book was absolutely amazing, but the beginning was a little kind of boring. I loved when Connor started to develop a relationship with Bree, and I loved the fight scene. I didn't like the villain, the general. I did not like the villain at all. I feel like he was like kind of boring also, but I loved the ending, and I can't really say anything about spoilers, but I loved it, and it was a pretty good read. Okay, my number 3, I feel like a lot of people are going to understand what I say about these. It is Land of Stories, An Author's Odyssey by Chris Colfer. This book was pretty good. I really loved the short stories. My favorite was The Ziblings. And I feel like this is the book that, like, led the most up to Worlds Collide, the last book, because it's the 5th book, and I loved it. I loved all the stories. I loved a bunch of this. The only part that I did not like was when Alex and Connor went to the planet that the Galaxy Queen wanted to take, so they had to take stuff, and I can't really say anything because of spoilers again, but it was a pretty good book. Okay, last 2, I think everyone can agree with me. Number 2 is Land of Stories, Worlds Collide by Chris Colfer. This book was absolutely amazing. The fight scene was amazing. The crossover was amazing. I love the villain. She's my favorite villain, Morena. I loved everything. I loved Alex when she was evil. I loved the fight. I loved everything about it, except when Arthur came in. I can't believe I'm saying this. I did not like when Arthur and the other people from Camelot came in. I did not like that part. I don't know why. I just didn't like it. Okay, and I feel like everyone knows what's coming up because it's the last book, it's the last book on this list, and the only book that I have not mentioned. It is The Land of Stories: The Enchantress Returns by Chris Colfer. This book is probably the most beaten book that I've ever have. I've only read it once, and sorry, but I've had 2 other people borrow it, but it's fine. So this book was amazing. The villain, Esbia, was amazing. The fight scenes were amazing. The Water Waterman was amazing. I loved the beginning. I loved the end. I loved everything about this book. It was amazing. Like, I cannot say any bad things about it because I don't have any bad things to say. Well, that is my list. Thank you for coming this far, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.